Hello everyone, welcome back to Jelly Solves Puzzles. Today we're going to be doing two or three variant Sudoku puzzles, which are high-level Sudoku puzzles with a couple extra rules mixed in. We're going to start off by Spot the Killer Fog Puzzle by Flinty. So we have normal Sudoku rules apply. So the digits 1 to 9 have to be in every row, every column, in every box without repeating. We have the fog of war condition. So most of the grid is covered in fog. As you solve, more of the grid will appear. As you solve, more of the grid will appear. So right now we only have this one cell uncovered, and all these gray cells are covered in fog. There are different rules or digits underneath the fog. We have killer cages. So digits in a cage must sum to the number in the top left corner, the cage being this sort of dotted line, which will encircle some digits. Digits cannot repeat within a cage, and not all cage totals are given. So if we did have a cage that was encompassing these three, they might not tell you the sum, but you will know that none of these digits repeat. All cages are exactly 3 cells in size and do not overlap or share cells. So everything's 3 digits in size and they don't overlap. So you wouldn't have cages like this or anything like that. And then kropki dots, cells separated by white dots are consecutive in value, and cells separated by black dots have a 2-to-1 ratio. So if we had a white dot here and this was 3, then this could either be 2 or it could be 4 because it just needs to be consecutive. And then if this was a black dot and this was a 2, then this could either be a 2-to-1 ratio to 1 or a 2-to-1 to 4. So it's either doubled or halved. Those are all the rules, so we'll get started. We only have one cell uncovered, but our killer cage rules stated that all cages are exactly 3 cells in size and they do not overlap or share. So we know it's at least these 2 cells, but it could be either one of those. But no matter what it is, it sums to 23. So 3 digits that sum to 23 are 9, 8, and 6. Nine, 8, and 6. I think I actually missed a rule here. All cages are exactly 3 cells in size, do not overlap, share cells. All cages contain exactly 1 kropki dot linking 2 cells within the same cage. All cages contain 1 kropki dot. It could be white or it could be black, right? So they could be consecutive or they could be doubled. And we know the dot is not in between these 2 cells, right? So it's either between these 2 or these 2. And it's not going to be a black dot, which is 2-to-1 ratio, because 6, 8, and 9. So here, this is what it would look like. One of these is 6, 8, or 9. These 2 are definitely from 6, 8, or 9. There's definitely not a black dot because between 6, 8, and 9, none of those have a 2-to-1 ratio. So the black dot is between 8 and 9 because 6 is not consecutive with these digits. So therefore this is a 6. And then our dot is between 8 and 9. So that's one cage. This is one cage. So this is 11 with a black kropki. Okay, so the thing with black kropki dots, they can only be from a certain set of digits. It's either 1, 2, 2, 4, or 4, 8, or 3 and 6. You can't have 5, 7, or 9 on a black kropki dot because they either double or they have to non-sudoku digits. We're already using a 6 in this box, so that's not 6, which means 3 can't go here either. We're also using an 8. So somewhere on this black kropki dot, it's either 1, 2, or 2, 4. So it's definitely 2. If it's 1, 2, then this would have to be 8. And we're already using an 8 here. So that's a 2, 4, which sums to 6. So this is a 5. The digits remaining in this box are 1, 3, and 7. So this is an example of a cage that they didn't give us the sum. But all we know is that the digits don't repeat in this cage. But we don't know what it sums to. We just said 7 can't be on a kropki dot because it would either be 14 or 3.5. So it's not 7. If this was 3, then this would have to be 6, which there's already a 6 in this row. So that's a 1. 1 can only double to 2. So we have that cage. This cage is sort of incomplete. Sorry. Just need to fix that. Okay, we also don't know what this cage sums to. But let's see. Our black kropki dots were 1 and 2, which are already being used. 2 and 4, which 2 is being used. 3, 6, which there's a 6 here. So this has to be 4 and 8, which sums to 12. And we're trying to add to 17. So we need to put a 5. So it's definitely these two digits, and it's one of those two. The 5 can't go in this row any longer. So this one is a 5 now. There's another cage from those digits. 1, 2, 2, 4, 4, 8, 3, or 6. This one isn't 2, so that one's not 1. There's already a 2 in this box. So in this box, oh sorry, we're already using 4 and 8. So if this is 1, then this is 2. If this is 3, then that's 6. If this is 6, then that's 3. So that narrows it down a little bit. In box 2, what are we missing? We're missing 1, 3, 6, 7, 9. We know that the white kropki dots are consecutive. And out of these digits, the only ones that are consecutive are 6 and 7. So this is either 6 or 7. 6, 7 comes out of there. That can't be 6, so that can't be 3. So now we have a 6 and a 7 pair. So this cell can't be 7, because otherwise this would be 2 6s. So that's a 3. This becomes 7. We have an implied 1, 3, 9 triple here, so this yellow cell can't be 9 any longer. In row 1, we still need 7, 9, and 3. In row 3, we still need, so 1, 3, and 9 are accounted for. So we need 2, 4, 5, 6, 2, 4, 5, 6. And definitely 5 is in one of those two cells. So in row 2, we still need 1, 2, 4, and 8. And if we look at the white kropki here, the only consecutive digits out of those options are going to be 1 and 2. So 4 and 8 come out. And now this 1, 2 pair means we can remove 1 and 2 from there, and we can also remove 2 from here. So that becomes 4, that becomes 2, this becomes 8. 8 on a black kropki can only pair with 4. So now Sudoku is taking the reins a little bit. All those digits kind of looked at each other and saw each other and eliminated some possibilities. So 5 is consecutive with either 4 or 6. Now these cages don't give us the sum, so we might have to get a little creative here. What should we be looking at? Okay, this is a 13. So if this was 5 and this was 4, then this would also have to be 4, which we couldn't do. So that must be 6. That sums to 11, so we need to have a 2 to get to 13. 3 digits that sum to 15 that are not 2 and 6. I think there's a couple options maybe. Or maybe not. If you had a 1, you couldn't do 6, 8 because you're already using the 6. You couldn't do double 7s, so you'd have to do 9, 5. And none of those are consecutive with the kropki dot here, so it's not a 1, 5, 9. Maybe it'll help if I highlight it. We can't use 2 because there's already a 2 in that box, so if it was 3, we need to make 12. So it could be 4, 8. Could be 7, 5. Okay, there's a couple options there. If you had a 4, then you need to make 11, so it could be 4, 5, 6. Oh, but you have a 6 in this box, so it can't be 4, 5, 6. And then if you had a 5, you'd need to make 10. So then you sort of end up with the same digits anyway. Okay, so 4 and 8 look down at this one. 5 looks down at that cell. So this could be 3, this could be 4. This could be 5, this could be 4. This could be 7, this could be 8. This cell can never be 7 because it's not consecutive with anything. Also can't be 3 because it's not consecutive with anything. So that's from 3, 5, 7. This is from 4 and 8. Okay, if this was 4, 3, then this would have to be 8. If this was 4 and this was 5, then this would have to be 6. Which it can't be. So this is not 4, 5. If this was 8, this would have to be 7. That's 15, so that wouldn't work. So that can never be 8. So that's a 4. And it's consecutive with 3. 3 plus 4 is 7, so we need an 8 here to make 15. This 3 looks up at that one, so that's a 7 or a 9 now. Okay, the digits in this box that we still need are 1, 5, 7, and 9. And we said you can't have 5, 7, or 9 on a black kropki dot, because a 2-to-1 ratio with 5, 7, or 9 doesn't work with anything. So that's a 1, this is a 2. That 5 looks down, that 1 looks up at this and at this. We need to make 10 in this cage. So 2 plus 1 is 3, so we need a 7 there. That gives us the remainder of these digits. The 7 looks up at this 6. 7 looks up here, and the 9 looks up there. Okay, so now we have this cage to look at. Okay, now this is going to be some interesting Sudoku stuff. So consecutive digits here. It can't be 1, 2 because we're already using a 2. It can't be 2, 3 because there's a 3 in the row. It can't be 3, 4 because we're using both of those. It can't be 4, 5. It could be 5, 6, but only if this is 6 and this is 5, because that 6 looks down. It can't be a 6, 7 because there's a 7 in the box. It can't be 7, 8. It also can't be 8, 9 because there's a box there. So that's definitely 6 and 5. It's our only option. So I'm going to plug in all of our options here, and we'll see what Sudoku gives us. So in box 5, we still need 1, 3, 4, 8, and 9. And something. 1, 3, 4, 8, 9. No, that's it. Okay. 3, 4, and 8 eliminate from that box. 3 looks down at that box. 1 and 9 look left there. Okay, that doesn't help much of anything, I don't think. So this row's pretty full. Let's see what else we need. We need 1, 2, 7, 9. 7 and 1 look down. 2 looks down. 9 looks down. Okay, so on this white kropki, if this is 2, then this is 1 or 3, which 1 and 3 are both looking down there. So this has to be 9. 9 is only consecutive with 8. That's not 8. This is no longer 9. So that has to be 1. 1 and 9 come out of this cell, so you're left with a 2 there. So we have a black kropki poking out, And it's going to be very limited what this could be. It can't be 1, 2. Could be 2, 4. Cannot be 3, 6. It can't be 4, 8. So it's definitely a 2, 4. We still don't know what that sums to. Okay, so this is either 3, 4, or 6. 4 looks down. 6 looks down. So now we have a 3, 4 pair. So this can't be 3. So that is 6. And in box 4, we're missing, what, 1, 5, 3, 4? 4 and 5 look down. 1 and 3 look down. This 2, 4 pair means that this can't be 4. So in this column, we're only missing now 6. Okay, perfect. So 6 is either consecutive with 5 or 7, and the 7 is looking down at that spot, so that's a 5. 6 and 5 is 11. We need to make 19, so that's an 8. So this is no longer 8. The 13 cage, we know that the sum is in the top left corner. Oh, sorry, this 8 is looking up. So that's a 4, that's an 8. That can't be 8, this can't be 4. Ooh. So now we have a 3, 4, 9 triple. 3, 4, and 9. So this has to be 8. Okay, my back to my previous argument was that the 13 is in the top left corner. So the cell could not go up like this because then you would see the sum up here. So I think this is a straight line cell a straight line cage that sums to 13. But I don't really want to do the brain power on that just yet. Okay, this is either from 1, 9, 3, or 4. There's a 4 somewhere here, so this can't be a 4. One, 3, 9, and 2. There's a 2 somewhere in this column, so I just got to go there. Okay, let's look at the 13. We can't use 5, 6, or 8. So if you had a 1, oh, there's actually a 1 in each one of those columns, so it's definitely not 1. If you had a 2, it would have to be 2, 7, 4. You couldn't use a 3. Couldn't use a 5, 6. Okay, so it has to be 2, 7, 4. 2 and 7 both look down here. So that's not 4. This isn't 4. 4 on a black kropki dot has to pair with a 2. So that's a 7. So that cage is complete. Then we've got this cage. In row 9, what do we need? 1, 3, and 9. So 3 looks down. 9 looks down this column. So there's definitely a 3 there. If this was 9, and we're trying to sum to 14, then you would need to make 5 that are consecutive. So that would be 2 and 3. And 2 and 3 are already looking down at this cell. So that can't be a 9. It has to be a 1. Which would mean this would have to be 6 and 7 to be consecutive. So that's a 1, 6, 7 cage. That 6 looks down at that. So the 7 looks up at that 3. So now box 3 is complete. We're still unsure about this, I think. In column 9, we're only missing a 9. And in this column, we're missing an 8. And now we need 3 and 5. Okay, well we know these aren't 9. Oh, and this 1 is looking across, so now that's a 3. This is a 9. That 3 looks up, making that a 4. 1, 3. Okay, so now if all of our pencil marks were correct, we should be looking pretty good here. What do we need in this column? 6 and 9. And finally, in this box, we need 1, 5, 7, 9. Nope. We don't need 9. We need 8. Sorry. There it is. Solve the puzzle. The solution's correct. 27 minutes, 18. Thank you very much. Spot the Killer Fog by Flinty. Cool puzzle, lots of color. I do like coloring. I used to not like it as much, but I've done some puzzles that sort of require it, and it actually is very beneficial. Okay, the next puzzle is There's Something in the Fog by Megan033. Normal Sudoku rules apply, so every row, column, and box has to contain 1 to 9 without repeating. There is one and only one blue sum line where box borders divide the line into segments of equal sum. So these bold box borders are going to slice up the line and create these sort of segments, and each of the segments need to have the same sum. So whatever these 3 digits sum to, it also must be equal to whatever this segment is, which just happens to be 1 digit. A black dot between 2 cells indicates cell values have a 2-to-1 ratio. We've covered that. So if this is a 2, then this one needs to be a 1 or a 4 to be in a 2-1 ratio. A white dot indicates consecutive values, and not all dots are shown. Digits in a cage do not repeat and sum to the clue in the top left. We don't see any cages, but the previous puzzle did have some, 1 or 2. And the grid is partially covered in fog. Correctly placed digits will clear the fog around that cell. So right now we're only meant to focus on this box. The rest of the puzzle is sort of grayed out, hiding some more rules and stuff. So the fog puzzles are beneficial in that way that it sort of directs you where to look. And you're not meant to guess or really like fill in digits that are way off. It's kind of giving you one piece of the puzzle at a time. So, one thing I do want to look at first is this L-shaped kropki triple, I guess. So the digits that we can put on a kropki are 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, and 8. It could be 1, 2, 2, 4, 4, 8, or 3, 6. If it's a 3, 6, though, it would have to look something like this. 3 doubles to 6, and then 6 halves to 3. And you end up with 2 3s in the puzzle here, which is invalid. So these digits are either 1, 2, 4, or 8. Now this middle cell is special because it can't be a few things. It can't be 1, because then these would both have to be 2. So that's not 1. And then on the opposite end of things, this can't be an 8, because then these would both have to be 4. So we end up with something like this, where it's either 1, 2, 4, 2, 4, 8, 4, 2, 1, or 8, 4, 2. And then you can also flip it. Flip it and reverse it. So it's definitely one of these chains of digits, and this one's definitely either a 2 or a 4. So now I think we turn our attention to the region sum line. So whatever these 3 digits are, they sum to this digit. I think another note to put up here just very quickly is that no matter what set of 3 digits you use, you're always going to use a 2 and a 4. 1, 2, 4, 2, 4, 8, 4, 2, 1, 8, 4, 2. You're always going to have a 2 and a 4 on here somewhere. So the lowest that these 3 digits could be is 1, 3, and 5. It's the absolute lowest. And if you sum those together, you end up with 9, which is your maximum digit. So if these 3 sum to the same number as this, and this is a single digit, then that has to be 9, right? Okay. So now we know every segment of this blue line sums to 9. So what do we do with that? That means one of these 2 cells, just to fill out box 1, one of these 2 cells has to be 7. And 7 can never appear on a black kropki dot. So this is a 7. And we're using the 1, 3, 5 triple here. So we need to take 1 out of this chain of possibilities. So now it's either 2, 4, 8 or 8, 4, 2. But this is always 4 now. Since we took 1 out of the equation, that's always 4. Let me just do a little bit of cleanup. Okay, so now in box 1, the only digit that we haven't accounted for is 6. And 6 on a black kropki has to be paired with 3. So now we know this is another segment, and it sums to 9, and it doesn't have 3 in it. We also know there's a cage here with a 21. Maybe we look here. So what could you do using 3 digits that sum to 9? You could do 1, 2, 6. You could do 5, 3, 1 again, I suppose. Oh no, actually you can't because you're using the 3 in this box. Four, 3, 2 is another option, but you're using the 3. So I think this has to be 1, 2, 6. And the 6 looks down there. If this was 1, then this would have to be 2. But you already have 1, 2, and 6 accounted for. So this one's definitely not 1. If this was 2, this would either have to be 1 or 3. We already have 3 in the box, and 1 is being used already. So that's a 6. And 6 is either consecutive with 5 or 7. So now we need to make 9 in a 2-cell cage without using 1, 2, or 3. Only option left is 4 and 5. So that 4, 5 pair means this can't be 5. So that's a 7. That 4 looks down, making that 4, 5. A 5-cell cage can only be 2 digits. It can't be 3 digits because 1 plus 2 plus 3 is 6. So this is either 1, 4 or 2, 3. And 4 is looking down at this column, so that's a 2, 3. So this 2, 3 pair means 3 comes out of these cells, and it places a 3 here. So now we are missing 6, 8, and 9. This 6 means it can't go here. This 8, 9 pair makes that a 6. And I'm sort of avoiding the region sum right now because it could go any direction. We just see it sort of trailing off into the fog. So I'm mostly just working on, the cells that we can see. We need to make 10 in 2 cells, which is either 1, 9. We can't use 2 or 3. But it could be 4. Actually, it can't be 6 because there's already a 6 in this box. So that has to be 1 and 9. So 1 comes out of this cell. 2 comes out of that cell. 4, 8, 4, 2. Everything is halving or doubling. So that makes sense. 2 looks down, making that a 1. In this column, we just need, 7? And then in this column, we need 4, 5, and 8. This segment of the region sum line is only 2 cells because we don't see the line come out anywhere else. So it kind of comes into this box, fills these 2, and then dips out again. Sort of like, oh wait, I'm on the edge. Oh no. Yeah, it's going to do something like that. So we can't have an 8 here because it would need to sit next to a 1, and it doesn't. So that becomes 8. That's now a 4, 5, which also sums to 9, so we're good there. This segment is only passing through 1 cell. So that has to be a 9, because 1 digit that sums to 9 is 9. Should we look at the 21 cage, you think? Or this 13 here? It can't be 9, 4. It could be 8, 5, or it could be 6, 7. I don't think this can be 8 because then it would need to pass into a 1. and then it couldn't really leave the box. And we know that there's one continuous region sum line. There's one and only one. So it's definitely going to make a loop around, and it's going to end up coming here. So we know it doesn't go like 8, 1, and then stop, right? So that's not 8, that's not 5. Small victories. If this was 7, it would have to pass into a 2, because it couldn't go 7, 1, 1 to get out of the box. So it'd have to be 7, 2, and that's too much. So that's not 7. This is not 6. If it was 6, it could go 1, 2. That would be 9. Or if it was 5, it could be 1, 3. You know, that's 9 also. And I can see a little bit of the blue line peeking out. I think it does this. But I don't want to make any assumptions just yet, so we'll leave that. It's good to note, but I don't think we'll monkey with it. We have a white kropki here. So these cells are looking over at it, so it can't be 1, 2. It could be 2, 3. Why? Come on. Why? I don't know why my keyboard does that sometimes. 2, 3. Can't be 3, 4. Can't be 4, 5. Can't be 5, 6. Could be 6, 7. 7, 8. Or 8, 9. But this blue line is definitely continuing here. Maybe it would help if we drew what we know for certain. Maybe that's a little easier to see. So it can't be 9 because that would be too much, right? So that's not 9. It also... Well, we don't know, actually. We don't know if this connects. This could go out, you know, and this could go off in a different direction. Or they could link together like that. We're not actually sure. So maybe we need to look at the 21 cage, and that'll help us out. So 21 without using a 9. So if you have an 8, then that would have to be 6, 7. Oh, it has to be that without using a 9. Okay, so that's a 6, 7, 8 triple. So that means 6 can't go here. So that's 5 now. This becomes 4. That becomes 5. Now we know the line jumps back up. And it has to sum to 9. We already are using 5. So that has to be a 1, 3 to get to 9. 6 looks over here, so that's not 6. Five has to be paired with 8 to sum to 13, so that means this is not 8 any longer. So this can no longer be 9. We've revealed a black kropki. Actually, before that, we have an 8 cage here. If this was 3, it would have to be paired with 5. We already have a 5 in the box. So this is a 1. This is now a 7. That gives us 3. The 1 looks over, making that a 9, and that a 1. 7 looks up here. 3 looks up here. Okay, what digits are we missing? We're missing 2, 4, and 6. Allow me to ponder a moment. 2 could go with 4. 3 could go with 6. This can't be 6. 8 could go with 4. 2 is not consecutive with anything here, so this isn't 2. So you're either looking at 3, 2, or 8, 7. So this is no longer 6. So now, going back the other way, 3 has to be with 6, or 8 has to be with 4. So this is no longer 2. Okay. We still don't know if this connects or not. Okay, what digits are we missing in row 8? 1, 2, 3, 6, 7. Seven would have to be paired with a 2. And we know we're using at least 3 digits. We're either using 3 or 4 digits to get out of this box. So 7's not on the line, so 7 has to be here. And 6 is definitely here, somewhere in this row. So 6 cannot be paired with 3. So it is 2, 6, and 1. And this 2, 6 pair means this can't be 2, so that's a 3. Couple digits there. So we know that one comes up like that. In row 7, we're missing 3 and 5. So that means here we're missing 8, 9, 4. So this 4, 8, 9 triple means this can't be 4. So there's a 2 there. I'm not sure. There's something going on there, but I just don't think I see it yet. We don't know if this connects. I think that's going to be like a major indicator. If that connects, and that's 4 cells, which is kind of a lot. But if it's like 2, and then like 2 or 3... Let's see, is there Sudoku stuff we can do? 1 can't go here or here. Twos. Not really. Okay. I think we're meant to focus on something else. Just too many options. Okay, let's see. What are we missing in this column? 1, 4, and 3. And 1 and 4 look over, making that 3. So now this becomes 8. That's 3. 8 comes out of there. 3 comes out of here. Okay, so now we know They're not connected. They're sort of doing... Oh, geez. What the hell? Are sort of doing that. So if this is 2, this has to be 7, which there's a 7 looking there. So this is 7, this is 2. That makes this 6. What digits are we missing in this box? 1, 4, 5, 9. 9 can't go on the line, especially not on a 3-cell segment of the line, so that's 9 here. So 1 and 9 come off. That means this is 8. That's 9 now. We need a sum to 9. We already have a 3, so we need 6. So that means 4 can come off. So that becomes 5. That becomes 1. This is 4. This is 1. I think we have some revelations. This is another single cell segment, so that has to be 9. So the line's doing that now. Okay, what digits do we need here? 2, 6, and 9. 9 can't go on the line. What do we need here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8. 8 definitely can't go on the line here because we know it's at least 3. It's either this or it's this. So it's not 8. And then in this row, we still need 1, 4, and 7. 1 looks up here, 7 looks up here. Okay, so we're trying to make 9. Could be 1, 8. It could be 4, 5. But 3 and 7 need to come out of that. So that's not 7, that's not 3. Now you have a 1, 4 pair, so this has to be 7. That has revealed some fog for us. One is only consecutive with 2, but 4 could be consecutive with 3 or 5. 3 looks over, meaning that's not 3. So now this 2-cell segment needs a sum to 9. So it's either 2, 7 or 4, 5. There's a 4 looking over, so that's 7. That becomes 2. Looking down, that becomes 6, 2. 2 and 6, make that 9. The 2 looks up, 9 looks over. So that row is resolved. The 7 looks over, making that 8. Our line is now fully revealed. But we still have some work to do. Let's see, in this column we need 4, 6, and 3. 4, oh sorry, not 5, 6. 4 looks right. If this was 6, we know this is 1, this would have to be 2. If this was 3, and this is 1, then this would have to be 5. Right. This is from 2, 5, 4, 6. 2 and 4, eliminate that, and 2 and 6, eliminate that. Oh, so this is the only position 2 can be in. We said 1 and 2 is 3, so that means 6 has to go here to make 9. So now that box is complete. The 5 looks left, making that 1, 5. 4 looks down, making that 6. That 8 can only be paired with a 4. In row 1, we need just 4, 5, and 6. There's a 6 there and a 6 here, so 6 has to be up in the corner. In row 2, we need 3 and 9, and 9 can't go on the line, so that's 3, that's 9. That can't be 3, this can't be 9. And finally, in row 3, we need 1 and 8. 8 on a 3-cell segment, it just won't work. So now Sudoku will take over and we will let it take the wheel. We solve the puzzle and the solution's correct. 2834. I do like region sum lines. They can be very insightful. Now this was kind of an easy one because, you know, not that it was easy, but it was a little more simple than others because we had some single digit segments, you know, our 9s that were on the line kind of kept it reasonable, but you know, if you had just a puzzle of like 3 or 4 cell segments, I mean, you could have sums of like 23, you know, throughout the puzzle, or like weird 35s, and you know. So that was a cool one. I think that, oh, whoops, that might have been our first region sum on the channel. I'm actually not sure. But let's see if we can't do one more. It says Mitochondria by Skojo, or Skoho maybe. Normal Sudoku rules apply, so 1 to 9 in every row, column, and box without repeating. Digits along pink renban lines form a set of consecutive digits in any order. So this could be 3, 4, 5. They just have to be consecutive, but that you can order them however you'd like. Digits in white circles must appear in the surrounding 4 digits. Digits in white circles must appear in the surrounding 4 cells. Sorry. So this quadruple here is looking at these 4 cells. So these 4 cells must contain a 6, 7, 8, and a 9 in any order again. Digits may not repeat along either of the 2 main diagonals. So these blue lines going across the grid, this is almost like an additional Sudoku constraint. So you can't have any repeats along the blue line. So we can start by filling in these 4-digit quadruples, because the 4 cells around them have to absolutely be included, right? 1, 2, 3, and 4 must be in these cells 1, 2, 3, and 4 somehow. The 2 and 9s, I don't want to touch yet, but they will be important later. So, this renban It's kind of an interesting digit, right? It's in a quadruple and it's on a renban, which is a set of consecutive digits. This can't be 1 because then these two cells would have to be 2 and 3, and it would kind of break this quadruple, right? So that can't be 1. I guess another way of looking at it is we have 1, 2, 3, and 4 already included here. So these kind of outside cells have to be 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. If this was 2, then these two digits here would have to be, 3 and 4 or 1 and 3 or something consecutive. So that's not 2 now. And for the same reason, this isn't 3, because 3 is not consecutive with any of these digits. So that's a 4. So 4 can come out of that quadruple. And we know it's not 4, 3, 2. So it definitely has to be 4, 5, and 6. So now 5 and 6 can come out of those. We can't repeat a digit along a diagonal, so these aren't 4 any longer. And we can use the same logic down here. 1, 2, 3, and 4 are in that quadruple, so this is 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So this one will also have to be 4 for the same reason. That's the only digit that's consecutive with one of these digits. So that's a 4. So going up, these are 5, 6, and 7, so 8 and 9 can come off. 5, 6, 7 come out of there. 4 is already included in this quadruple, so that's that. Is that all we can do with those? I think so. So now, let's do the same sort of logic, but we'll do it on these 6, 8, and 9 quadruples. So these outer digits are 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 4s are looking at certain positions, so that's not 4. 9 is not consecutive with these digits. 8 is not consecutive. 7 is not consecutive. So this is a 6. And it has to be 6, 5, 4. So 1, 2, 3 come out. This one has to be 5. This one has to be 4. So 5s and 4s come out of that box. 6s come out of that box. We can't repeat a 6 along the diagonal, so these aren't 6. This 6 looks over, making that 5, making that 6. 6 can't repeat on a diagonal. Okay, and then I think this is where the magic will happen, maybe. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 4 and 5 are looking over at this one. 5's looking down. There's already a 4 on this diagonal, and 5 is looking down. 4 is looking down there. So again, if we're just looking at consecutive digits, this has to be 6. This is the only position 4 can go in. 5 can only go here. So we got 6, 5, 4, 3. Okay. There's a 5 looking this way, so that's now 7. That has to be 5. That has to be 6. So now I think we look at these diagonal blue lines. Looking this way, we have 1, 2, and 3, 4. We need 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And then looking this direction, we have a 7, 8, and 9 triple already on this diagonal. So this can't be 8 or 9, so that has to be 5. So 5 can come off of there. And these digits on the diagonal are 1 and 2. All right. There's a lot of places we could look. But I don't want to get too cluttered. I could just pencil mark like everything, but I want to try to stay focused. This is 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, and 9. So these are definitely 4, 5, and 6. 5 looks up there. Maybe we color. Will color help? I don't know. 4 is going to be green. 6 is going to be green. 5 is going to be green. 7 will be yellow. We're going to do 7, 8, and 9 as yellow. 1, 2s, 3s will be blue. I don't know if we needed to color, but it's fine. This 1, 2 pair looks up at this. So in this quadruple, we know there's a 2 and a 9 somewhere. This 1 and 2 pair looks up, meaning that can't be 2. So there's definitely a 2 here. So this is no longer 2. This can't be 9, because on this renban, which is only 5 long, you would never get to 9. Even if you started with a 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, you'd never get to 9. So maybe we're meant to look at that. At a minimum, it would be 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. At a maximum, it's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So these are all between 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. 2 can't go in this position because the quadruple is saying the 2 is somewhere over here. So these aren't 2. It's not 5. It's also not 4, 6. So that's a 3. So 3 can come out of those cells. 3 comes out of everything in this box. 4 and 6 are looking up there, so that's a 5. So 5s are green, we said. So we've got 3 blues, 3 greens. So this has to be a yellow. It's a 7, 8, or a 9. And this renban here, when it's kind of diagonal like that, and it's only 2 cells, that just means that these are consecutive. And we know they're different colors. One's green and one's yellow. So it needs to be a middle digit and a high digit. So this has to be a 6 and a 7 to be consecutive and sort of cross that boundary, you know. So those green digits resolve. 7 can come out of those. 6 looks down at that. We know there's a 3 and a 5 on this renban. So if there's a 3 and there's a 5, then we have to have a 4 in between. And this is the only place 4 can go. So that's 4, and it'll be green. It could be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or it could be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're not really sure. So 7, 8, 9 renban. If it's 9, then it's 8, 7, 6. But if it's 7, which is your lowest, it could be 7, 6, 5, 4. And 4 and 5 are not in these middle cells. 7 looks right at this one. Okay, the 8, 9 pair in box 5 means that this can't be 8. So that's either 6 or 7. Okay, so this is 3, 6, or 7. That 7 looks here. We've got a 7, 8, 9. Actually, we have 3 blues and 3 yellows. So these must be 3 greens. So 8 comes out, 7 comes out. So that becomes a 6. 5 looks this way, so this has to be 4, this has to be 5. So now that's good to go. Four is either consecutive with 5 or 3, and there's a 5 looking down, so this has to be 3. So now along this diagonal, we have a 1 and a 2 pair, so this has to be 3. The 1, 2 pair looks up, making that 3. Those can't be 3. Do we have any other diagonal stuff? I kind of neglected them a little bit. But I think we've covered the diagonals for now. Five in this row. 5 can't go here, so it must go there. And then this is from 7, 8, or 9. Blue. We've got all of our yellows. So this is either 1, 2, or 6. Ah, 4 looks down, 4 looks down, so this has to be 4. So there's our yellows. I'm losing my voice. Okay. Holler when you see it. I'm still looking. Oh, we've got a 1, 2 pair up here in the corner, so that means this is 3. That has probably been sitting there the entire puzzle, and I just missed it. Didn't seem to help us much. So these are from 3, 7, and 9. Sorry, 3, 7, 8, and 9. But that's just kind of clouding things. definitely a 2 in there somewhere because of this 1-2 pair looking down. I still think any one of these could be 9. Oh, okay, so if there's a 9 somewhere in this box and there's a 9 somewhere in this box, then the 9 has to be somewhere in this row. And this is the only place 9 can live. So that's 9, 8. That can't be 9. And that's it? That's all it did? So there's a 1 and a 2 in there. There's a 1 and a 2 here. So there must be a 1 and a 2 up top. We were doing so good. I'm not sure what happened. Oh, 5, 6, 7. This has to be 8 on the renban. The 7, 9 pair means that this can't be 9, so that's 8. This is 9. 9 comes out of those. This 8 that we put in means that can't be 8. Okay, all the renbans are done? No, they're not. We have a 3, 4, 5. It's either 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, in this box, 7 is looking this way, 7's looking that way. 7 looks up. That can't be 7. So 7 has to go here, which means 2 has to go here, which forces 2 here. Which means that's 1. This is 2 on the diagonal. We still don't know if this is oh, well, we know it's not 2, so it's 1. That 1 looks down. The 2 looks down. That becomes 1, 2. On the diagonal, we can't repeat. That has to be 2. That's 1, 2. Okay, so that's good progress. I like that. This 3, 6 pair looks down, meaning this can't be 6. So that's 1, that's 6. I don't know if the color's needed anymore, but I can't stop. So this is from 7, 8, and 9. What goes here? A 1 goes there. So now these 3 are from 3, 8, and 9. 3 looks right. 8 looks right. Interesting. One has to go here from Sudoku. That's all of our... not quite. It's not all of our 1s, actually. 1 has to go here. Those are all of the 1s placed. It's all the 2s placed. There's a 3 that lives here. There's a 4 here. I'm just doing sudoku, cross-referencing to try to find, which one of these watermarks or pencil marks is the deciding factor, 6 can't go here. So that has to be a 6. Okay, there we go. So that makes that 3, 6, 8, 9, 3, 9, 7. Okay, that might be enough. We're right there. Let's finish strong. This is a 7. This is an 8. There it is. You solved the puzzle. Solution is correct. 21 minutes. I have to finish coloring it even though we did finish the puzzle. So, Mitochondria by Skojo, or Skoho maybe. Very cool. I have a hard time with renban lines, but this puzzle really wasn't too bad. And it actually kind of helped break in, right? With like using the quadruples in conjunction with the renban. And then like the fact that you had 4 of them was nice. So they all just sort of like played off of each other, and then the diagonals connected it in a weird way. So very cool. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Give them a try for yourself. Let me know what you thought in the comments. Suggest some puzzles for me to try. Even if they're not Sudoku, maybe there's different puzzles that we could do. We could start a new series. Holler at me. Have a good week, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.